Hey guys, it's Mark from Erickson Machine and Performance. We're going to go through boring nozzles today. So, what does this do? This is a new Superjet, so it's a 2020, actually I believe. But everybody asks me this: do I repitch my prop? Do I bore my nozzle? Do I do a combination of the two? And it really depends on your setup. Boring the nozzle for just about any jet ski can be beneficial depending on how far you go and what you're looking for. So what you're doing, the jet pump has water flowing through. As it hits the Venturi nozzle, it compresses it. This is where you build the pressure in the system. All right? So now, the smaller the nozzle, the more pressure you end up building, which in turn can end up giving you the best top-end performance. All this is on a curve, so you don't want it too small, you don't want it too big. You kind of have to find the Goldilocks, the just right for a particular setup. Yamaha's, Kawasaki's, all of them are different. It depends on the prop. So if you have a prop that's giving you too much bottom end, you can end up putting a smaller nozzle on it, which will build pressure and help get away from that. Same way, if you don't have any bottom end power and you don't want to repitch the prop, you can bore the nozzle, which will alleviate some of the pressure, and by doing that, you're allowing the water to flow through easier, which gives you a better jolt on bottom end, which is really where it helps. But you also have to be careful, because you can go too much or you can go too small. If you go too small, you can cavitate. If you go too much, you'll hit it and you'll just run out of power real quick, and it'll just unload the pump. So on a lot of Yamahas, freestyle setups, 85.5 millimeter is normally the size we go for. This nozzle I think is 82.5. 83 is stock. So we're going to go 85 with this. If you want this done, you can send it to me. Be happy to do it for you. There's a couple different ways people do it. You can bore these on a boring table like I have here. You can mount them in a milling machine with a boring head. Bore them down. You can mount them in a lathe, bore them that way. You can taper bore them in the lathe. Some people do that. I haven't really seen a benefit to it. Haven't seen anything that it hurt either, just not something I particularly do. And then the other thing to look for, you want to make sure not to go too thin. So you want to have at least 40 to 50 thousandths wall thickness when you're done. Or else what ends up happening, on some of the pro freestyle boats, we make these things paper thin because we're running massive motors in them. And then if you ever bottom out doing a jump or whacking the nozzle on something, you'll break the whole aluminum housing. So pay attention not to go overboard with it. But as I said, the best way to know, the best setup is really trial and error. So let's get this set up and get her going. Got her set up in the stand. Gonna drop the board down. The other thing I didn't say when I had it out of my hand, there's the siphon line for the siphon bilge that on these they just press out. So you have to pay attention to that. Some of them don't press out. You have to drill them out. and then you have to decide whether you're going to put it back or not. Personally, I don't really run siphon bilge on most of the boats I build. We just run bilge pumps. But it's also a preference. It's not going to hurt anything either way. Alright, so now we're centered. Set up to what we're going to bore to. Convert it. We're going to go 3, 3, 4, 6. Alrighty. I squirt alumina lube, which is a spray for cutting of aluminum so it doesn't gall. There we go. Bring her down, take the cutter out so we don't scratch the aluminum on the way out. Paper towel. Get to the angle, you can see nice, pretty cut. So, and that's basically all there is to it. Great way to get a little added performance. There's certain companies, ScatTrack makes nozzles with replaceable cones, which are nice because you can fiddle with it. So all I'm going to do, I didn't show this before, this was pressed out. This is the Venturi, the siphon bilge, sorry. So I'll press this back in, and this will go back together. If you guys have any questions, hit it up in the comment below. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let us know what you want. If you need your nozzle board, hit us up on Facebook. Thanks for checking us out, guys.